Do you hear that, Kobe?
What's that, Barry?
It's Max. Max Cozy. That is... I don't know what to quote from this movie.
Obscure quote from an obscure movie? No one will know.
What's going on, guys? My name is Barry.
This is Colby.
And this is Who Watches This.
Music.
Oh, man. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the final movie of Christmas.
It's right. It's the very end of the year. Thank you guys for putting up with us for yet another year.
I know, and we always have that loyal listener from Deutschland. Maybe he uses us to learn English.
I apologize then.
Yeah, we are not. We shouldn't be your practice. Oh man, but yeah, me and Kobe decided we was like, well, we can't end the year on such a dreadful movie. God, Silent Night was filled with nothing but just sadness.
Yes.
It's a lot of coping and just sad. It was just so sad. It's like we can't end the year on this movie. It's just so sad. And so Kobe picked out one which I have to classify this movie as a bargain bin movie.
It is a straight to streaming.
Yes. Yeah. That is the new bargain bin tier of movies out there. And but when you showed me when you sent me the movie title or like the movie poster,
right,
I was like my hopes were through the roof.
It is a fantastic movie poster.
It is. It looks so good. Like, it looks so promising. Now, like, I'm not saying that the movie wasn't. It's just like the poster got me so hyped.
Yeah.
It got my I was like, oh, this is gonna be Sam Raimi-esque. And and I was just like, I was super ready for it, right?
Right. Even if it's like first Sam Raimi movie, like.
Yeah. But even then,
it has potential, though.
I think it's like within that realm of like first Evil Dead.
Yeah.
Where it's but let's get into our first section, Rhyme Fest trailers, where I'm not gonna lie to you, it was kind of hard. So it's so mundane, unfortunately. But let's get ready. It's the holidays, so all should be fine. Up until one day at the start of Christmas night. See, that didn't even rhyme. A boy trying to prove Santa was real. Unwittingly, he went in for the keel. Now he's gonna try to make Santa fine. Let's find out in this indie film, Santastein. When you showed me this movie, Santastein, the first thought in my head was like, oh, okay, it's gonna be like a German movie.
Yes. Think Frankenstein, not large beer mug.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, okay, it's gonna be a German flick. Let's check it out. Maybe there's gonna be a battle between Santa versus Krampus or something. So in my head, I had already built up an unrealistic movie. But yeah, oh god, when did this movie come out? 2021?
2023.
Oh. Because, oh man, this movie it feels like someone's college, like, final. Which, solid for a, horror choice. Solid choice for a final.
Right. Yeah, so, I'm like, I have a little bit of information about it. Will we do it now, or we want to do it at the end?
No, we could save it for the end. So let's
okay.
Let's just start. This movie actually starts off this movie starts off so. I was like, it got me hyped up. It started off really like, it has like this panoramic overview shot of like a town that we never get informed of. So I was, again, like I said, I thought it was a German film. So I was like, oh, it must be somewhere in Germany. And it is this old woman telling a Santa story to her two grandkids.
Yes.
And God, I really wish I paid attention to like the story that she was saying, but it seemed a little bit very, very generic. But it's like, oh, but if you are not even once. And I was like, oh, is Santa gonna kill somebody? She's like, you'll get a lump of coal.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely like a little more bleak Santa story from Grandma. Usually you expect those to be good, but she was just like, don't mess up ever.
Not even once, or else you get coal. That's where I was like, oh yeah, Santa's gonna kill somebody. He's like, no, you're just gonna get coal. And then we cut to what it seems to be like. This is kind of where like the editing kind of like felt weird, because we cut to like a morgue of some sort.
Yes.
And it's like two like orderlies or whatever. They're kind of just not, they're just jerking off. They're just like, it's the night shift. What else are you supposed to do? You're supposed to just come, sit down, make sure nobody like comes in.
Right.
And but all of a sudden, like the cameras start going off one by one, and then not an orderly. I guess later you find he seemed like an orderly, but you seem to find out that one of them is actually a police officer. And he's like, "Oh, I got one." And then like it pans over to like the newspaper.
A police officer, or it?
Because later,
right. Yes, because
he seemed like an orderly, right?
Yeah.
But no, and it shows on the newspaper like, oh, missing bodies, a string of more body snatching. Yeah. And and he kind of at first he freaks out because he's like in the whatever space that you keep like the dead bodies.
Right.
And it rises up from this thing, and he freaks out, like rightfully so. That's like one of the biggest fears that you could have working at these type of places.
Well, yeah, that a dead body moves. Yeah, that's...
but as it for some reason circles around, he sees that there's a guy like wheeling out this dead body.
Right, yeah, because he runs from it because he's like, zombie.
Yeah,
and then as like it passes him, he realizes it's somebody pushing it.
Yeah, and then he confronts the person, and he finds out it's a freaking kid. He's like, "What is this? Some sort of sick prank that you guys are pulling? Is this a part of your little TikToks? More challenge,
fraternity prank."
Oh Jesus! But somehow this kid is able to kind of outrun this police officer.
Right. Yeah.
While
we find out throughout this movie, this police officer a little inept.
Yeah. Like, it's like his first year on the force, or maybe he's just coming back from an injury. It could be either one. You don't know how old this guy is. He could be young or old. You never know. Right?
He's got great facial features though throughout the movie though. Like
he's selling it. He's 100% selling this role. But we see that this kid, he's taking this body into some sort of makeshift laboratory that he has, and he's like, we're so close. And you're like, what is happening? And then this is like in the middle of like this old woman talking to her grandchildren about like Santa. and then it kind of cuts again. It's weird cuts in this movie. It cuts to like, because then apparently in this world, Santa or Christmas hasn't been Christmas because Santa has been dead for 5 years.
Right, and we get a flashback of the kid. You assume it's the kid who just stole the body.
Yeah,
and he's like a little kid, and he and his sister, or he and his like neighbor friend are making some elaborate trap because they want to capture Santa so that they can prove that he's real.
As a kid would do.
Right. And then basically as the trap is about to be sprung,
Yeah.
and he's hiding like behind the couch, Santa's like, ho ho ho. Yeah, and so then Santa's like, yes, young Max. And he's like, oh, Santa caught me. I'm gonna go back up to my room. And as he starts to leave, he trips the trap, and then it surprises Santa, and then Santa like falls onto the fireplace poker.
Yeah, and just
And
domes him.
It's a fun bloody death. It's right through his throat, blood everywhere.
Yeah, which I was like, man, this guy can travel the world in a night, but he gets domed by one fire poker. And yeah, and so like you see that like, and then it pans out to him as an adult with like this, this hodgepodge body that he's put together.
Right, and a jar off to the side that says Santa's brain.
Yeah, you're like, oh man, this lab, this was so hilarious. This lab it's just like stuff drawn onto like a cloth.
Yeah,
Like
the colored pencil
Yeah, I was
kind
like-
of gauges.
I was like, oh man,
Best.
But the next day, it's supposed to be winter. I just like again, I don't know the location. It seems like it's somewhere like in Vegas or Arizona because it's wintertime, but there's no snow.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, you get, and then, it's him and like the girl that presumably is like the one that was in his childhood flashback. And they're like, you ready for our presentation? And he's like, yeah. And then we cut to like a classroom. And in this classroom, I thought it was college. It seemed like it was college. But later, there's like lockers all over the place. And I was like, is this high school?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I think it's high school because of how like people are acting.
Yeah.
But like in the classroom, it looks like pretty an unhinged college classroom. Like there's this kid he's doing his presentation and he's talking about how everything ties back to like Nazis or something like that.
Yeah, right, and that's why there's no Santa because of
Nazis or something like that, or like the conglomerates or whatever. And
right,
then
yeah,
like
super conspiracy theory.
and then there's
that's
like
his
yeah,
presentation.
and then there's like another kid with a knife and he's like making what I only presumed to be was a apple pipe.
Right, yeah, a bong out of an apple. That's
Yeah,
what that
but I
got out
was
of that
like-
as well.
But I was like, this kid has a knife in class. And he's just like hollowing out an apple. And how's the teacher not doing anything, right?
Yeah. So maybe it's California.
Maybe, right? And then like, yeah, we get to Max and his friend's like little presentation, and he's like, do you think the generators can handle it? I was like, what is going on, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, and they're doing like a little mini experiment of raising the dead.
Right, yeah, like a little small version of Frankenstein's monster.
And they do end up like, I mean, it shorts out the power of the school, and then like obviously there's like bullies in this class because one girl's like, neat magic trick. And oh my god, the graphics.
Yeah, they bring a mouse back to life.
But the graphics with like the smoke, you can see where like it's like it looked like one of those free smoke graphics that you would get from the internet. They couldn't even afford to buy the pack; they just got like the free ones. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, after class, they're super hyped. Like the teacher's like, "What do we do? Do we call like the Nobel Prize?" It's like super nonchalant. Like you just watched this person bring something dead back to life.
Right, yeah, and nobody in the class is impressed. The teacher is somewhat, but like, yeah, everybody else is like, okay, let's go to the next class.
Yeah.
Is it time for recess?
Yeah, and then like the bullies are outside talking. They run into like another kid that they bully. They bully him until Max and his like female friend come and they bully her too.
Yep.
They smack the cage out of her hand, and then like the rodent goes scurrying off. And I'm not
Kids
gonna
are dicks.
I'm not gonna lie to you though. My attention was waning. Because the acting in here is just, it's so bad that it was funny. But like, I was like, I wonder what's on my TikTok feed real quick. But no, and then like one of the girls that was there, she seems like kind of a nerd. She comes in and she's like, "Do you guys want to go to my party?" And the bully girl is like, "Yeah, but don't invite those kind of people." And it's like the nerd, like the chess club.
Right. She's like, oh, not the chess club?
That's my club. And they're like, "Yeah, as long as those losers aren't there, then we're good."
Yeah, and so apparently it's the very first party she's ever thrown. Like her folks are
Out of
away,
town.
or
Yeah, and she's like sisters with Max's friend.
yeah.
And so
And then but I don't know, yeah, like if parents are away or if they don't really even say. It's just they have the house to themselves. This is their first party. They're trying to get the cool kids to come. The cool kids are like, we're coming just because it's a party and there's going to be free booze.
that's really all you need for a high school party, right? No parents and a free house that kids are gonna trash. Because that's why I never really threw parties in high school, because I was like, I don't want to clean.
Yep.
And I don't have enough money to pay somebody to clean the house. So I'm just not going to throw parties. I'm just going to go to parties. I'm not going to ever throw one. Because then there's so much, like, pressure.
Right, yeah.
And it's also, like, what if you do throw a party and then, like, nobody comes? Like, it's just, like, your close circle of friends. You're like, oh, damn, I got all this booze now. Yeah, I don't want to go to the hospital trying to drink it all. But, like...
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, but for you, it'd be like a whole bunch of different cheeses, like a smorgasbord of cheese.
Oh, right. Yeah, charcuterie and a booze cooterie.
But like, okay,
to go.
what happens to like? Okay, so the girl goes to follow the mouse, right?
Yeah, but she
ends up recaging it.
Yeah.
But like later, yeah. So that night, the chess girl, she's super like. She argues with her sister. She's like, "Do you want to be losers forever?" And in my head, I was like, "Girl, you're in the chess club. They're gonna think you're a loser anyway. Like, why do you want to be friends with these people? These are terrible people."
And your sister, who you're calling a nerd and a loser, is super cute.
I mean, to be fair, they're both cute. Like, they're not bad-looking people. It's just like God. It's just we. As like, I don't know, social media or like just entertainment wise, everyone puts so much stock into high school.
Yeah.
And you're even as soon as I got out of high school, I was still trying to figure myself out. So I didn't have time to like try to fit into other people's molds, because I didn't even know what mold I'm supposed to be in.
Right, yeah.
But they argue, because then like the science girl, she's like, I just want to do science. I don't care about other people.
Right, exactly. I got a couple friends. We'd science together. I kind of got a crush on my dude that on Max, who we worked on the experiment together. And she keeps trying to like hunt down Max to invite him to the party, and the sister's like, not him.
And he's not a bad-looking kid either.
No.
I was like, if you wanted this to be for real, you needed to get people that are actually in high school age and that look like the cast of Freaks and Geeks, but not like James Franco and them. It was like John Francis Daly, and like those are the kids that you needed.
Yeah, Max to me was like Drake and Josh, but like both of them smashed into one person. No. Sometimes he was one brother, and sometimes he was the other one.
Max to me was like, guy. Do you remember? Did you ever watch Bring It On?
Yeah,
he looked like that brother. Like he was like alternate rock punk type, but he was like into science, and I was like, that's cool too, But no,
Yep.
and so like Max, he's like, "Oh no, I'm good. I got something I have to do."
Right. Yeah. It's Christmas Eve, and it
and
has to happen tonight.
because that's when the thunderstorms is coming.
Right.
And so yeah, and Max ends up, he puts the brain into like this cadaver that he had stitched together,
Yep.
and brings Santa to life.
Yeah, and I don't know why he couldn't have found like a single face. Why it has to have like a split down the middle. But whatever. Hey,
Maybe he was trying.
science.
He had to. He was like, no, it has to look as close up as possible to Santa as I can get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And at first, Santa, he like raises from the dead, and he's like, Max posed, and he like takes out like this. What is it? Like a horse, like a little rocking horse.
Yeah.
And he's like, cool, cool. Like he's gonna gear up or something. Like he's just shaking up the cobwebs. But then like, was it like a flash of lightning happens?
Well, Max starts screaming because he's so excited.
Yeah.
And new Santa does not like yelling. Loud noises, very much no.
He freaks out and he escapes Max's like home laboratory. And it was funny because when he was like resuscitating or resurrecting Santa, like the little gauge for the electricity, it's just cloth.
Yep. Yeah.
It's not even like a little gauge. They couldn't go to like a junkyard to get like a speedometer or something. It was just like a piece of cloth with like numbers on it.
Oh, and when the lightning hit the house, the girl she sees it.
Yeah.
And so she's all like, "Oh, I gotta run over there and check on him," because
Because the sisters like now has started to throw the party.
right,
But
and she's like, the sister's got definitely she's the nerdy kind. She's like, I'm gonna throw the party and it's gonna start at 8, and then people are gonna show up at 8 because that's when the party starts. Where the cool kids never show up till like 11.
yeah. But the cool kids start to funnel in, and she has like the crush on like the biggest Max hater,
Yeah.
right? But like she kind of gets kicked out of her party. Well, she doesn't get she gets kicked out of her own party.
Oh, right. Yeah. They're like, "Oh, here, let's take a little walk. Well, I'll talk to you about the party and things you could do." And then as soon as she steps outside, they like close the
sliding door. Yeah. Oh, it is. And so like, yeah, she kind of just hangs out by the pool by herself, which you know what, that's like unrealistic too, because if there's a party that's happening and there's a pool, there's kids jumping into that pool, throwing up in that pool later. Like, we're not just gonna hang out in the house.
Yes, it's winter.
Yeah.
Like, so it's maybe a little too cold for the pool. I don't know. But also, like, she's walking around this huge yard.
They're rich.
Yeah. But like everybody, like now people are funneling in through the front door. Like, I'm like, why would she just not walk around to the front of the house and go back in?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what's going on in her head. Maybe she's so distraught from getting rejected by her crush and being kicked out of her own party. But then all of a sudden, Santa comes through the back.
Yeah.
And just throws her into the pool. Does she die? Because I feel like you don't see her later.
I think it's Santa, but it turns out that it's one of the bullies.
Oh, okay.
And he was like, "What are you doing all out here all by yourself?"
Oh.
And they're like, "Oh, knock me out." He's like, "Oh, come on." And then they walk up to the door, and the bitchy girl opens the door, and she's like, "You can come in, but you can't." And then closes the door, and he locks her out again.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah.
So then she's like pulling out a ladder to climb to the second floor to try to get into like her sister's room. And now so Max and the girl see Santa, and they want to go get Santa and be like, "Come on, Santa, as long as we're good
Yeah.
around you, then you'll come back and we can get Christmas saved.
Yeah.
But then but then he gets hit by the police car.
Yeah, but she's also like kind of upset at Max because she's like, "You used my experiment against me."
Right, yeah.
But I was
Yeah.
like, it's not really your experiment. It's like it's an old experiment. You just kind of, I mean, I guess to be fair, she tuned it up to
Right.
make it
Yeah.
work,
She made it work.
right? But like she does like so before this, she does like something happens to like the mice that they resurrected. It gets all like super aggressive.
Oh yeah, that's right. And breaks out of the cage.
Breaks out of the cage, and I don't know what happened to it. Like she just knows it's like it's an evil mouse now.
Right, right. They don't really address it again. It just runs off.
Yeah, but now she knows that
angrily.
like yeah, but she knows that like this Santa is gonna go on a rampage as well
Right, right.
because like when it gets hit by the car, they take it in, or like the what's it called, the vice cop takes it in, and they're kind of joking about it. They're like, "Oh, killed the drunk guy."
Again.
What is happening? What is this? What's going on in this town that people are just so nonchalant about killing somebody? And they try to take a photo of it, and Santa kind of pops up and starts mutilating all the cops.
Yes, yeah.
Goes on this rampage, and it escapes before it can kill the guy at the beginning, who we learned is a cop at this point.
Right, but he recognizes at least part of that Santa as being the body that was just stolen.
Yeah,
He's like, "That's my body. That's my corpse."
yeah. And like it ends up killing like who I think is like the police chief. And he
Yes.
holds on to him. I don't know what this guy's name, so I'm gonna call him what's it called? Riggs. But that's like from Lethal Weapon, and I think that's like Mel Gibson, and it's not
Yeah, yeah.
Don Glover's.
So there's what Riggs and Murtaugh.
Is Murtaugh, he's like, "Murtaugh, you're the last cop in town." I was like, there's nobody that's off duty, so all the cops were just here, all at one time.
Hey, it's Christmas Eve. Why not?
I was like, nobody was staying home, right? And so now now they're scrambling. They're scrambling to look for this body. Like Murtaugh is trying to look for Santa. Max is trying to look for these people, and this movie is only short. This movie it's full moon length, right?
Right. 82 minutes, something like
It's
that.
a tight 82. It's like a couple minutes short from just being an episode of a show. But like, what's it called? At the party, the stoner kid is like he's being talked to by like the bully girl, and she's like, "You gotta go get more drinks. We're about to run out."
Right, yeah, because they only had like 2 bottles. And the girl who was throwing the party was like, "That is so much alcohol."
When you're not drinking alcohol, that is a lot of alcohol, right?
Right. Yep.
But no, and so yeah, like so we get a cut of like a liquor store, which I was like, this girl shouldn't be working at a liquor store because she's obviously it's still in high school, and she gets freaked out by her boyfriend who's super horny.
Oh yeah. Right.
He's
Yeah.
like, yeah, let's just do it here, baby. He's like, no, we gotta go to the party. Like, let's go to the party. We'll do it later. And she's like, oh, can you go check the back? I need you to just make sure something is closed or whatever.
Oh right, because she was having trouble locking the back door.
Yeah, and she's like, I'm gonna go change, so go do that. And he goes to like this back storage, and he finds what I could only presume is the Christmas edition of a Hustler magazine.
Yeah.
And he starts beating off. Starts beating off in his back room, and she gets mad. She's like, "Oh, I can't believe you would beat off." He's like, "Oh, I was just getting ready for you, baby." Oh my gosh! And then like they kind of switch around, and she's like in Mrs. Santa Claus outfit.
Yeah.
And then she gets penetrated, not in the way that she was expecting tonight, by Santastein.
Santastein.
And dude freaks out, obviously. He freaks out. He tries to run, and he just runs into, like, the freezer?
Yeah, the little, like, walk-in freezer.
and then he presumes to get murdered as well.
Right, yeah, because when Santa, opens the freezer and it's only like the size of a small closet and there's nowhere for you to go, Santa beats him with like a frozen roast or something. I don't know what a bag of ice.
Which I'm not gonna lie is a pretty decent murder weapon because, man, sometimes you gotta smack that thing on the ground, But not over here. He just got beat to death. Meanwhile, at the party, Chess Girl finds dude that she had a crush on in bed with another dude.
Oh, right.
Which I was like, man, this movie's hitting all the tropes. Bully is secretly gay.
And he's like, oh, we'll stop bullying you. You just can't tell anybody.
Please don't tell anybody. They're gonna bully me. And I was like, dude, you don't understand the power of a gay dude in high school.
Yeah.
It's so much more open. It's 2023, man.
Oh, that's right. If she was threatening that, then it's not California.
And I don't know if it's 2023 because the bully girl has like a flip phone from 2005. This movie's all over the place. This movie's not giving you any information. What year, what location. And so like, he tries to stop her and like things are so getting out of hand, right? Because like meanwhile Max runs into the cop.
Yeah.
Because then like when the cop what's it called? Like Max is on the Santa's trail. He goes to the police station after he's like murdered everybody, and then the police officer Murtaugh, he comes out. He's like, "Are you okay, kid?" And he like looks at his eyes. He's like, "Hold the fuck on."
You're that kid.
That kid. Yeah, and he like cuffs him to the back, and so this movie's a mess. Right? So Santa is now at this party. He's killing children. Murtaugh is, he somehow knows that Santa is at this party, and he goes into the house to kind of find him. All these kids are dying
because he finds a flyer to the party, and he's like, "What is this? Where's this at? This is where Santa will be."
Yeah, like how do you know that? How do you know that, Murtaugh? I know you're too old for this shit to like. But somehow he's like, this house is next to your house, so this is where Santa's gonna be because there's gonna be a whole bunch of bad children. And Max's friend goes to her grandma's house, and grandma's just like has all this lore. He's like,
right,
like what does she say to
no real
her?
Answers, but a lot of lore.
Yeah, what does she say to her?
So she basically kind of says that like Santa, it treats the good kids good and and then the bad kids cold, but if you're really bad, then he like
kills you.
Yeah, he kind of Krampuses out. She kind of smashes a Santa and a Krampus story together.
Yeah. And then she's just like, oh sorry, hold on, you gotta stop moving the mic.
Oh,
I try to text you, but I know it's on silent. All right. Boom. All right. Yeah, and somehow like she's just like, but I can't believe you guys would resurrect Santa on this holiest of Santa days. Because
because if something happens to Santa and you bring him back, then he comes back evil.
And so much more powerful.
Yeah.
It's like saying Freddy Krueger's name too many times. I was like, oh boy. Oh man. And
then she's like, "Grandma, but how do we stop him?" And she's like, "How am I supposed to know?"
Yeah, you're supposed to know all the Santa lore. You speak of the Deutsch.
Yeah, you're the smart girl, the science girl. You should know.
You should know how to kill a dead person. So they're at the party. Murtaugh is in there. He's trying to figure out what's going on. Chess Girl is hiding from Santa. So is closeted gay dude.
Yep.
And it's funny because then like Max and his science friend finally meet back up. She so with her grandma, she makes a science experiment. She's like looking at this Christmas book, and he's like, Santa cookies for Santa, soap. We're gonna need explosive soap. I thought she was gonna make explosive cookies.
Yes. So she used the soap as like the accelerant to hold the cookies together so that Santa would eat them and then they would explode inside of it.
Is that what it was?
That was what it was.
All in my head, she was like, "All right, yeah, cookies. All right, bars of soap."
Yeah, I know that because I'll tell you at the end.
And so, like, she sees Max at the back of this police car. She uses a little bit of the soap to kind of blow it off of him.
Yeah.
And they go into the house. They see Santa's like wreaking havoc. Oh, Santa, like, it's funny. He killed the first kill that he does, I think, is on the bully girl in this house. And they use like the Christmas lights to like chop off her head.
Oh, right. Yeah. Because they hang her like noose her from the
roof.
From the roof.
And he's like, the closeted gay dude is like, "What are you doing outside?"
Right. As he's trying to pull her in, he closes the window, and then Santa pulls the lights so that against the window and the lights, and it chops her head right off.
And probably one of the worst CGs I've seen in a long time. Of like the head coming off. Really cool practical effects on the body with no head.
Yes.
But the head rolling off, pretty bad CG. And so, yeah, like, now they're kind of culminated downstairs, like Max and his friend is there. The chess girl is hiding behind something. So is like the police officer. Or no, maybe he didn't come in yet. He's like on the roof or like on the second floor. And then closeted gay dude, he's like, they're talking, but they're not talking. You need to like subtitles to kind of get what they're saying. But he like points to his muscle. He's like, should I use this? Should I use my strong muscles? And they're like, no, dude, it's not going to work. He's like, I'm going to use it.
And Max is still like, we just have to act like good kids around Santa, and then he won't be mad. Because this is still Santa. Yeah. I could still save Christmas.
And he tries. He's like, look, Santa, look at this rocking horse that you gave me. And then, like, I think that's when the police officer comes downstairs and starts shooting at him.
Yeah, yeah.
And then obviously he gets more mad. He gets more pissed.
because Santa's immune to bullets, even though he's not immune to fire pokers. Yeah.
Well, it's Santastein, so the bullets.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, maybe since he's brought back to life, he's
more immune to these things.
Yeah, more superhuman.
And then like the midnight hits, and Santa all of a sudden gets like electrical powers.
Oh no, he goes. Yeah, he gets like Super Saiyan because that is his day.
Yeah. It's when he's the most powerful.
Right. Because he's already kind of got a little bit of freeze power. Like when he like touches a door, like the door frosts up. And then like when you're standing like near him, it gets cold. So you know he's coming.
This movie's a mess. It's like a beautiful mess. And like, yeah, he starts like electrocuting, and then like closeted gay dude comes and he tries to like hit him with something. And then he starts to get electrocuted.
Yeah.
I don't know who. Does anyone die at this moment? Does the police officer die? I don't know. It's kind of jumbled in my head.
I don't think so.
He can't because he's the last cop in town. He
gets like knocked out.
Yeah. And is this where they take care of him? I forgot how they kill Santa again.
Okay, so Max was like, hey, Santa, here's some cookies. And so Santa's all like, Christmas cookies? Yeah. And then he's about to eat them. And then maybe that's when
his head explodes. I know that.
Well, the police officer starts shooting at him. And so as he's like running outside, the girl takes the cookies and puts them in Santa's pockets.
Oh, okay.
And then they get outside, and then after all the electrical stuff, Boom for the exploding cookies.
And the movie ends after he dies. I really thought there was gonna be like post-credit scenes for this for some reason. But that was me having like a little bit of more faith in this movie than I really should have had. Oh gosh. But the movie ends after killing Santa.
Yeah.
I'm more surprised. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say I feel like okay, we made the joke about Evil Dead. I feel like 5 years from now, this is going to be like this indie film, like, you know, cult classic, and they're gonna remake it with a bigger budget. It's gonna be, you know, huge, and then all of a sudden they'll have 12 sequels to it. Every Christmas we'll have Santastein Returns.
That's what you're hoping for.
Right, because every time they blow him up, they could just rebuild him.
Yeah,
as long as they don't destroy the brain.
This movie, I felt like it would have that allure if Full Moon picked it up. They're like, why didn't we ever think about that Frankenstein Santa?
Yeah.
But I feel like this movie, like, it totally missed on a lot of the things that made Frankenstein good, because Frankenstein's monster wasn't the monster. It was the people.
Yep.
All right, but before we get to
they tried to do that where, like, because every time he killed somebody, he was like, naughty list.
Yeah. But before we get to talking more about what our thoughts about this movie, let's go into our other section where we have our high star and our low star.
So the highest I could find was an 8, 8 out of 10, new cult classic. I'm glad I stumbled across this and gave it a chance because it's so goofy and trashy, and I mean that in the best way possible. You could tell the cast and crew had a blast making it, and that there was a lot of passion behind the project. Yes, there's some technical issues due to the small budget, but nothing that was distracting enough to hinder my viewing experience. And honestly, the film's scrappy nature kind of added in some extra charm. It's a fun premise with some surprisingly funny moments and a few entertaining, over-the-top kills, with one standout death being particularly gnarly. We'll happily add this to my annual holiday viewing lineup.
And then surprisingly, there's only 1 out of 10 review. But, okay, so another turkey Christmas dud. Don't believe the reviews for this film, because if you do, then you believe in Santa Claus as being the real deal. Okay, the film starts off with the accidental killing off an old man who's supposed to be Santa Claus by a 12-year-old virgin. I hope 12-year-olds are virgins. That's
an interesting
weird thing to put in a review. Unknown reasons beyond my knowledge is that the 12-year-old grows up and intends to bring back the guy he killed. Questions like, where did he manage to store the body for years? Is anyone poor's guess? Which is funny, if you paid attention to the movie, they do bury Santa Claus.
Yes.
Right? Okay. And then anyway, this is supposed to be a comedy as well. I didn't laugh once, so that puts that out of the window. Acting is atrocious and mediocre on a huge scale that you just want to press the standby key on the remote. Turkey of a movie. You won't have missed anything if you avoided seeing it in the first place. I don't know why IMDb doesn't let you put 0. It's a pain, so I'll give it a 1 out of 10 instead. No, I can see why this movie had like at least a decent amount of like high reviews for what it is, because it does seem like a college film or like a super amateur film.
Yeah. So the story behind that is they made it as a short film, and then they put it into some film festivals and got like really good reviews.
Yeah.
Enough that a producer came out of like the woodwork and said, hey, I will produce this movie if, like, you know, kind of like I'll match the money. You just need to go like do a GoFundMe and get some money, and then I'll match it. they filmed it basically, like I said, college film.
Yeah.
So, like, they used their own houses. They used all the equipment from the college. So, like, it had, like, I think they were looking for like $15,000
Yeah.
to do their half of the funding to get it, created, and they go funded it, and they made it. I think 2019 was when they did the short film,
Okay.
and so still about a 5-year process.
So this movie had a budget of 30,000 or 15,000.
So I think it's like 30,000. I actually couldn't find the
The
dollar
GoFundMe.
amounts anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, like I think a lot of producers are trying to like sort of bank on like, like was it Paranormal Activity cost what 15,000 to make, and so like you just keep trying to find these little small indie things and hopefully strike something right with that minimal of a budget.
Yeah, yeah. And they kind of did a video blog
Uh huh.
of each day of shooting, because it's only like 16 days that of like filming to complete the movie.
That's a lot longer than I thought they had. To be honest, like I could see there's little tiny bits of merit I could see with this movie being actually like a very cult classic type of movie. I just think that all they needed to do was clean up the story.
Yeah, just kind of like flush it out a little bit.
Yeah, because I feel like there was like a lot of moving parts for this movie that I felt like was too much for them.
Right. If it's one of those, like, I feel like they took a short and then they tried to expand it into a movie where it didn't really, there wasn't enough of in the short to
To flesh it out to a
yeah, I
full
guess it's
feature
just like,
length.
oh, we'll just add more kills, and
What I
and that'll
think,
do it.
what I think they needed to do was just focus on one person versus like, okay, we have this kid who brings Santa back. That's the person you probably should focus on. But then we also have this cop who's trying to find somebody who's like snatching up body parts, and then you have like this subplot of like this house party that's happening.
Yeah.
Which I think if they cut out the house party, but Santa still ends up at a high school party where they're doing all these naughty things, that would have cleaned up the movie. But I guess maybe they had to fill out the padding. They had to pad the runtime.
Right. Yeah.
Which that's like, I still think you could have like maybe if you followed Santa. Like it would have been really cool if you followed Santa throughout the whole movie, and it's just like Max trying to contain him, and he's like doing all these really cool kills, and you do the kills off screen so you can kind of save money on the thing, or you just like splatter blood all over the place, and you have like maybe 2 to 3 iconic like Santa kills,
Yeah.
and it's like you do them, you gear them towards like using Santa or like Christmas objects. Like
Oh, right. Oh, definitely.
like would have been a really cool one is like if there's like this like pit of ornaments, and then you throw like high school kids into them. Like, oh my god, this diabolical, because ornaments are terrible. It's like it's really sharp Legos that can kill you if there's enough of them. Or you know what I mean, or you yeah, you I guess you could hang somebody with Christmas lights.
Right. Right. We did a review on Bolt Neck. Was that what it was?
Yeah,
The
with
really
Ryan
early
Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds Frankenstein movie.
Yeah.
And I felt like this was kind of very like on par to that.
Yeah. Yeah, like like you have to like yeah, I just think that they had to pick a lane and kind of stick with it. That's why Evil Dead works so well,
Right.
because it's
Yeah.
like contained in this like one location with like these set amount of characters, and then you could really pour the budget into like special effects. You know, maybe you go to you maybe go to a couple colleges, look for kids that are doing special effects work, and to try to just be like, hey, like, you know, this could, you know, we can pay you some money, and then you could put this in your demo reel,
Right.
you know, because like that's one of the shining things about like the Evil Dead series is the amount of practical effects that are in it.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. No, absolutely. That's it's wonderful because there's so little CGI.
And like you know, and like what's it called, like Raimi, you know, when they talk about like the little POV shot that they would do of like the evil coming into like the cabin or whatever,
Right. And
that
it's like the camera almost like slithers.
yeah. And like so like, you know, you find ways to like, well, what, look, we have this minimal amount of budget, what can we do to sort of add to it without like having to spend like a large copious amounts of money.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so like that's like one of the things like I would say for like future, like, you know, just small film creators is just like scale it down, pour the money where like where it really matters, which is like for this kind of movie, practical effects, cuz Santa looked great, all
Yeah.
stitched up. And like the kills that we did have were pretty decent, you know, except for the head rolling portion. Like you didn't even have to show the head rolling. You could just show like the decapitated like body of this teenage girl.
Yeah.
You'd be like,
Yeah.
oh, that's cool. You know, even like, and I think they did a pretty decent job at the police station where like, you know, everyone was just already dead
Right. Right.
until you got to like the police chief where he's like, that's the person that matters the most. That's who we're going to really kill and put it in. I just thought it was so funny. He was like, Murtaugh, you're the last cop in town. I was like, there's no other stations in this town. Which I feel like I always got confused. Like, if it's a small town, is it sheriff or is it like a police department? I always feel like small towns have like sheriff stations.
I'm not sure. Honestly, not sure how that
How that works?
how that
Like,
works.
how do you choose a sheriff station versus a police station? But yeah, I think those are just like my nitpicks. I feel like this movie could be something. You could start like, yeah, you could be like Santastein 2 or a Bride of Santastein. You know, just really bank off like that old monster universe.
Right.
Where
Yeah.
you could like you could incorporate like Santa's sleigh, Rite of Death.
Right. So evil reindeer.
Yeah. Just evil Rudolph, just looking for Santa's like dead body, and he comes into town just to like, and he shoots like like radiation through his. Where's Santa? I think there's so much potential there to just make this into like a super campy Christmas horror flick.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But unfortunately, I don't know if they're gonna proceed with that, right?
I saw nothing about more in the future.
Right. You could also have Santastein's workshop, and it's just a whole bunch of evil elves because Santa is now
Oh,
like mutated, or not mutated, but like undead. Like it would make sense that Santa is like this head of this like organization, and then when he dies, all of them die. Until because like why would you know? Because then like we have Tim Allen Santa, where like when remember when Santa Claus died, it just made a new Santa Claus.
right. Right.
So like you could be like, oh, because you could do the lore like, oh, because Santa died, everything about Christmas died, and then when you resurrected Santa, it perverted everything about Christmas, and now
Right. And like you had kept his brain alive in that jar, so that's why like for the last 8 years nothing bad had happened.
yeah.
Because
Because like yeah, nothing happened to like the magic of Christmas is there was just no body for it to deliver, but because
right.
you perverted it, now Santa's evil workshop, and it's just like creating all these like nightmare toys that killed children that got them.
I we should start sending these ideas to this group. I feel like they need some sequels.
Right? Or you know, we just take it. You know, the best ideas are stolen, not made up. I feel like, you know, we should just go to Asylum and be like, all right, guys, spitballing here. You know, just pull up a whiteboard and just start like clown spider, arachna clown. You know, okay. Sharknado has been gone for a while now. Now get ready for Gorilla Cane, a, a hurricane filled with nothing but gorillas.
Did we do a movie? Did we review? There was one like Arachnaquake.
Yeah,
There was like
yeah,
earthquake and the spiders all came out.
yeah. It's with the main actor from Terminator 2. Jeez, what a fall from grace that one was. And the amply named Bug Hall was also in that movie. There's so many things you could just do natural disasters and throw an animal in there, like volcano.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's Mount Bison. You know, it was crazy. You know, before there was so many bulls and bison around it, and then like all of a sudden it comes up as just lava bulls.
And that's the one. That's the one other thing this movie needed. When you have a cheesy B horror movie that's like trying to get off the ground, you have to have a cameo of some old cheesy horror person from
way
like
back
the
in the
70s
day.
or the 80s.
Yeah. Just or like not they don't even have to be horror specific. You just have to get somebody that's like no, I don't want to say washed up because, you know, but like, you know, just like an actor that hasn't acted in a long time.
Right, right. You get like a Lou Diamond Phillips
Right.
as the police chief, and then you can just kill him off right away. So he's only in the movie for 5 minutes, but
Or better
that's
yet,
the name. That's
yeah.
the name that
Or
goes on the
better
movie
yet,
poster.
Brian Austin Green, you know.
Right. Oh, right.
As like the police chief. That's like a good police chief right there. I haven't seen him in anything.
Yeah, I could see that.
Right? Or like you know, you get like those reality shows where they get like a whole bunch of has-been actors, and you're like, hey man, I got like 2 grand for you to. I just need you for like an hour or two to say like a couple lines, and then you can go home. You're gonna die. We just need your name. You're paying 2 grand for the name. Come on, man. You're in
Yeah.
LA, you know, we're like filming like right down the street from your house. You just try to make it as convenient for them as possible. Like, we'll get you an Uber X
Yeah, yeah.
to come bring you down. You know, we got sandwiches. But yeah, I think there's a ton of potential for this movie. Unfortunately, maybe they're probably not going to get any more backing to make Santastein 2's Revenge.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah.
You don't ever want to count them out, right?
Right. Hey, and if you are like a college group of kids and you get this much notoriety off of a short film that people actually want you to make into a full-length film,
Yeah.
you get funding and backing from fans to create it.
Yeah, you just keep riding that wave.
Yeah.
Just, you know, keep riding it. You know, you know, just try another crowdfund. There's a bunch of ways for you guys to like market yourselves again. Like, oh yeah, we made Santastein. What about the Easter Bunny? You know.
We just like a Halloween, we did Onyx the Fortuitous, and that was like just a dude on YouTube that got the interest and the funding to make a movie. He made it. He is now working on his second movie, Franken Babes from Beyond the.
Oh, that movie has to have boobs in it.
It's all the Franken girls are all like OnlyFans cosplayers.
Oh, is that really? Oh, that's.
Yeah. And that's their current funding.
That dude
thing
is a mad genius.
We currently have 3 girls, 3 Franken
Franken babes.
Frankenbabes, but we have the room for up to 8. So as the funding goes up, we will pull in like every $25,000. We got another girl, another Frankenbabe.
That dude is a genius. He's officially my hero. He's somehow roped these OnlyFans creators to be like, 25 grand, you know, you're already doing it for the internet. Show your boobs for this movie.
And they're doing promo work on it too now. They're all like, what? Yeah.
I need to meet this
Start
guy.
funding this movie.
I need to meet this guy in real life. I gotta shake his hand.
It's like, hey, if we get to like $100,000, every donator gets a free sock.
That's a weird
one sock that's for Frankenbabes.
Yeah, I wonder what that sock is for, Onyx, the fortuitous. Oh, gosh. But we're coming to our closing, so I wanted to go ahead and, first of all, thank you guys for checking this out. Make sure to check all of our holiday months. We obviously have Halloween, because that's a favorite over here, but we also have Christmas, and we have a ton of different themed Christmases for you guys to check out. But we do our reviews in 4 different sections. We have Stream It, DVD, Blu-ray, and the Ultimate Box Collection. Colby, where are you at for this one?
I am under the impression that this is streaming only. Yeah. Like you don't really have an option. I would definitely DVD this though, if there was one. VHS it, whatever.
VHS. It's like retro.
I'd
release.
love to be able to like show people, make them watch it.
This will forever live on the internet though.
This has got like torture your friends value.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit better than House Shark. I will forever be a House Shark hater.
I own House Shark.
Do you really?
I do.
Oh my gosh. He's Colby is one of like 50 sales for the House Shark DVD. You know, I don't think this is bad enough to just stay on stream. I think it's a funny enough movie to put it on DVD. So, you know, if you have a Christmas rotation, you know, it's gory enough for like all the B movie lover horrors people out there. It's easily one of those movies you could put on the background for a Christmas party. To just be like, what the hell are we watching? Oh, that's Santastein. It's Frankenstein, but like without the underlying tones of how humanity is really the monster and not the monster that was created by humanity. Just get super deep into it. But I think it's fun. You know, you could easily get over like the little quirk, the little nitpicky things because it's a college level film.
Right. Yeah. Like I definitely see this popping up at like horror fests, you know, being like a pretty regular kind of
rotation and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But, thank you guys for joining us. Make sure to check our links down below where we have all of our social medias.
Yeah, we got our Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Threads, TikTok, YouTube. We've been much more active on like Twitter and TikTok. That seem to be like the two that kind of fall into, you know, the things that get hit the most. Yeah. So follow us there first, and then everywhere else also.
But Colby also, he's doing his drinks and all that stuff, so definitely check that out. Yeah,
and we're doing drinks themed that we have created themed off of the movies.
Well, to be fair, Colby created. You know what I mean?
They have come out well.
Yeah.
With no expertise in no bartending school and no mixology. I have been quite happy with almost all of the drinks I've done so far.
But thank you guys for joining us. My name is Barry.
This is Colby.
And this is Who Watches This. If you guys want to check out the theme music, it is Lee Rosevere. It's called Arcade Montage. It's on our album, Movies for Podcast 3, and the Bandcamp is down below.
Thank you.